I would say there's always been a little bit of pressure from my family to do well in school. Um, Both my parents never graduated from high school, so I'm the first generation to graduate from high school, go to college, and hopefully graduate in 3 semesters. My name is Millette. I'm a computer information systems and accounting major, and I'm a third year at CSU. I would say my path is pretty, I guess independent would be the best word to describe it. I didn't have a lot of experiences from my parents to rely on like most students do.
When you don't sort of have that context growing up about sort of what college is, what you can expect to it, I think it can really be a disadvantage for students because the college experience can be so overwhelming, and that someone hasn't been there to kind of prep you on what to expect.
My name is Iro Palalingan. I am a second year here at CSU. I'm studying journalism and media communication, and I'm also in the honors program. My family is from Indonesia. I am from Indonesia. I moved here in high school. So going to college here was definitely a lot of pressure. My parents were like, okay, we sent you there, and then where you want to go from there, it's like up to you. And it's like it puts a lot of pressure for a 14-year-old in high school not knowing anything. And I know like it's not their fault that they can't support me. It's not their fault that they don't understand. And like if I want to fight for my education, then I have to do it myself. So it definitely put a pressure, but it's also like really helps me to motivate myself whenever like I feel like I don't want to do something.
My name is Eric Don Lucas, he, him, his pronouns. I am a Scholar Success Specialist with the Community for Excellence. I primarily work with the First Generation Award. So the primary focus of the Community for Excellence is to help them meet their goals. So sometimes they come here for 2 years and then they want to transfer to a better university. So whatever their goal is, that's what we want to help them achieve. What we offer is like tutoring. We help them fill out their FAFSA, fill out more scholarships if they still need them. I do a lot of social events so that other first-generation students can meet other first-gen students. And that's primarily the big overview of what we do.
Community for Excellence is like really helpful to feel belong. I think that's like what I'm struggling with last year. Just like not seeing myself here, feeling alone, feeling far from family, you know, feeling like I don't see a lot of people like myself in classes. And C4E definitely helped with that, to be like, hey, you're not alone. You belong on this campus, and that we're gonna fight alongside you, even though it might be harder than other people.
I think the honors programs seminars helps first-generation college students because our classes, as you know, are only 18 students. So I think the small classroom gives people that intellectual intimacy, and instead of being lost on the Laurie Student Center Plaza with hundreds or thousands of students, you have this small community of 18 students.
My experience in the honors program has been pretty good. I am on the track 2 path. So my first year, I didn't do honors, and then my second year I started honors and took a bunch of different classes and seminars, and now I'm doing an honors option for one of my classes. I'd say it's challenged me, and it's been a good experience. You get to really know other honors students.
If I can improve the honors program, I think I would make it more accessible for people that are not in AV or even in engineering or science, because a lot of the newsletter I've been seeing, a lot of the opportunities are for STEM students, also for people that are not US citizen or permanent resident. We do have the Dreamers and the DACA community on campus, and just geared towards more minoritized community. I think that would be really helpful.
The more that we can do to diversify the honors programs as far as ethnic minorities, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, all those things, that's a benefit to everyone, because I'm learning about your experience and you're learning about my experience. And the problem we have in the honors program at CSU is pretty pervasive amongst all honors programs across the country, that besides getting into the institution, you have to go through another application process, so you get even more scrutiny, and we look for even more things that perhaps the general process doesn't hit on.
I think being a first-generation student is a very valuable perspective to have, because not all students are first generation, and because our experiences differ from each first-generation student that I've talked to, and those experiences, I think, bring a lot of value to other students, a lot of perspective to classroom discussions, and I think they kind of empower us to push ourselves a little bit more in our courses and work and extracurriculars. I think it makes us who we are. Being a first-generation student means to me, I guess, being the first in my family to embark on a higher education journey, and my goal has always been to be a good role model for my younger siblings and just to show them the various opportunities a college degree can bring.
Being first generation to me means it's a source of personal pride because of my parents' lack of education and the fact that I'm only a second generation American.
I think it means that you got a lot of work to do in terms of just acclimating to a university environment.
Being a first-gen master's student is very important to me because I never thought I'd be in college to begin with. I never thought I'd graduate.
I always said being a first-generation student is like trying to explain snow to people that never have snow in their country. I remember when I first come to the US, it's really hard to explain how snow feels. And I think it's similar with college and being first gen. My family doesn't go through what I'm going through, and to try to explain it would be pretty ridiculous because they would not be able to comprehend every detail about college life because it is hard. You have to experience it. You can't just tell them what it feels. So I think being a first generation student means breaking the cycle of not knowing, creating access, and therefore creating a better way for future generations to come.